We now shift our focus to the Russia-Ukraine war, where Ukraine's energy crisis is only intensifying. Even as the Russian missiles and drones continue to strike its energy infrastructure and the blackout spread across multiple parts. And to make matters worse, two European Union members, Hungary and Slovakia, have stopped diesel deliveries to Ukraine, stemming from a dispute over an oil pipeline that has now led to the European Commission now stepping in, further compounding the crisis that has already left millions of Ukrainians without reliable power during the coldest months. According to Ukraine, overnight, Russia launched an Iskander-M ballistic missile and 128 drones towards the country. The Ukrainian air defenses shot down 107 drones. However, the ballistic missile and 21 attack drones struck as many as 14 locations. At least 9 civilians were injured across the country in these strikes. In Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, 6 people were injured. In Kharkiv Oblast, strikes hit the regional center and 11 other settlements, injuring 2 civilians. While an early morning strike on critical infrastructure in Zaporizhia left up to 41,000 people without electricity. And according to Ukraine's energy ministry, following the attacks on energy infrastructure, power outages continue in Mykolaiv, Sumy, Kharkiv, among other regions. While Russia says overnight attacks by Ukraine killed a man and injured a woman in Sevastopol, Moscow also says its air defenses intercepted and destroyed 149 Ukrainian drones over Russian regions. As the war drags on the diplomatic front, here's what's happening. According to reports, a potential next round of talks may be held next week itself in Geneva. This year's third round of trilateral talks among Russia, the US, Ukraine concluded early this week itself. For the first time, territorial issues were incorporated into the talking agenda, with the US also stating that all parties agreed to continue further dialogue. And while chairing a Security Council session, the Russian president also asked negotiators to report on the Geneva talks. And Ukraine has been experiencing severe blackouts and heating failures due to the sustained Russian attacks on its energy infrastructure. We've been telling you about this. In the southern city of Odessa, residents queuing up for water during the extended power cuts. This is a reaction coming in.
We are experiencing what everyone calls a blackout. Since the 12th, there has been no electricity at all in our house, or rather in 3 houses.
As the strikes continue, Ukraine now faces additional pressure on its fuel supplies. Hungary and Slovakia have halted diesel supplies to Ukraine after an alleged Russian attack on the Druzhba pipeline in Ukrainian territory knocked it out of service. The two countries rely on Russian crude transported through the pipeline and have accused Kiev of deliberately delaying the repairs for political reasons. Hungary and Slovakia have warned they could extend their measures to electricity and gas supplies if the pipeline is not repaired. Just for perspective here, in January, the two countries accounted for more than 60% of Ukraine's electricity imports. The European Commission has convened an emergency oil coordination group meeting scheduled for next Wednesday. With Hungary, Slovakia and Croatia participating, the Commission spokesperson said the meeting will be discussing the impact of the supply disruption and possible alternatives. And as the Russian attacks strain Ukraine's grid and diplomatic tensions with the neighboring countries complicate the fuel flows, Ukraine confronting mounting challenges just to keep its lights on and its economy running. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.